Good morning and come to the new episode of Frontiers of Knowledge. You see, you go to a restaurant, find the serving to be pretty huge. You go to the shops and outside you can see thrown vegetables and fruits. You go to homes and you find food being thrown out. Can't you believe? I could not when I read this report of United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, that only in the industrialized countries, I'm not talking of the countries of third world and African backwaters or Asian backwaters, but I'm talking of the highly industrialized countries. And in all these industrialized countries, 222 tons of food, 222 tons of food is wasted every year. And at the same time, millions of people go hungry. They do not have even 2 meals a day. You know, the total 222 million tons is the total production of sub-Saharan Africa production. So the whole subcontinent's food production is wasted every year only in the industrialized countries. Why does it stop here? In Europe, the food waste, in Europe alone, and that's not a highly populated country, is 89 million tons. And this figure could go up. And do you know? You'll be amused, if not annoyed, and if not angry, that USA alone, just one country, spends $218 billion a year. And what do they spend it on? They spend it on growing, processing, transporting, and disposing of food that is never eaten. So they produce food, they process it, they transport it, and then they dispose it off because it's never eaten. And at the same time, millions of the people all over the world are going hungry every day. You see, what to do? Basically, you have got to ensure that the food is not wasted. If your per capita global food waste at retail and the consumer level is just reduced by 50%, all the sustainable goals of the UN will be fulfilled because there will be no hunger. And when there is no hunger, the crime would be less. Recovery, food cycling, use of the waste food for energy. The opportunities are limitless, but we don't do that. And another bad thing is that majority of the food is wasted in the homes. This is never calculated, never seen, never observed that in our homes we waste a lot of food. We purchase food and don't use it. Before the best by date, throw it. We cook more food than is required. We put more food in our plates than we can eat. We cook food which may not be palatable, but then food is definitely wasted. You know, there are various ways of protecting food. Spoilage, free packaging, value-added processing, inventory management, data labeling, name it and do it. But when food goes bad, what do? You smell it. So how about using chemistry for saving food? What the latest information, the latest development in food safety and food protection and food saving is the production of digitized nose. A nose which is not a human nose, but which has the capability to smell. This is because every fruit, whether it's fruit or it's vegetable or it's meat, over time their chemical signature changes, and sensing these chemical signatures provides information whether it's good for storage or disposal. Should there be timely transportation and should there be consumption? Now, the operative chemical is ethylene, and it's a universal plant hormone that is used and employed in the ripening of bananas, apples, tomatoes, avocados, mangoes. So ethylene absorption is extremely important, and when too much of it starts smelling. The biogenics in the fish, meat, they have ethylene plus sulfides. So what to do? Now, one US company has come up with a concept, and that is to make a digitized nose. Now, when the housewife normally smells, she says, well, the food is smelling bad, but is it good or not? If it's too bad, she throws it. If she can see fungus, she throws it. But if it's just smelling and she thinks that by rinsing it in water, she can use it and reuse it, she will use it. But these sensors in that digitized nose provide real-world chemical information about food freshness, toxic gases, feedstock chemicals, and air quality. And they can be easily integrated into electronic network in the homes. So what happens is that this is digitalized, this digital nose is in your electronic system and gives you a sense of smell without giving you bad smell. So it reads that this is not fit, or you should use it in one day, use it in the next 6 hours, you should use it in next 1 week. Till now, it was more a supposition or looks, but the preventive was not there. Now this digitized nose will enable us to take preventive steps. When we know that this food and a beep comes and this bread is likely to develop fungus in the next 24 hours. So what you do? You eat that bread before it develops fungus. Don't throw it. You know, food thrown has 2 disadvantages. One, it wastes the money, that hard-earned money which you have spent on the food. Second, the food which is thrown could have been used by some person going hungry. Now, chemical sensors hold a promise here. An artificial nose alerting us when the food is prime and past its prime and dangerous to consume. So, you know, it's color coded as well. I mean, so this digitized nose has various ways. It gives you a beep, and the louder the beep, that more dangerous the food is. It is a color coding, and the red, extreme red, is dangerous, and the pinks and the various shades of pinks and the greens and the blues. And then the reading, you can read it. The digital reading is there, the printout you can take, or you can just read it. So it's your eyes, your brain, your ears, and your nose. The 4 senses are employed through this nose to enable you to understand about the freshness of food and the food that can be utilized. So the UN's SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, and the Sustainable Development Targets have a major target, and that is providing food to billions of people. At present, more than 1.6 billion people in the world do not have 2 meals a day, and more than 280 million people have one food or one meal in 48 hours, not even in 24 hours. Now, with this size, sort of a starvation level existence for millions of people is a sad commentary on the progress of the Homo sapiens. And this sad commentary can be saved by the use of digitized nose that will enable the housewives to see that the food that they have purchased with the hard-earned money is not wasted. And as I said earlier, it has a twofold effect. It saves you money and it saves the food. For the corporations and the food producers, it enables them to market it properly and to ensure when the storage and the processing should take place. See, your milk is going bad and you know it, and in case it's not sold and consumed in the next 48 hours, it will go waste. So immediately that batch can be converted into milk powder, because the shelf life of the milk powder is much more than that of the liquid milk. Or if you don't want to make milk powder, you can take out the diverse ingredients for use in the food industry or in the pharmaceutical industry. But whatever it is, this forecasting enables you to save money and food. Money is one thing, but food, as I said, billions of the people going hungry is a sad commentary. So why not take help of chemistry? And as per my discussions with these people, C2 sense they call it, it's a proprietary technology. Now this is based on advanced nanotechnology that produces sensors that detect gases, especially ethylene and biogenic amines. This can, as I said, can be integrated in your system and it shall be a boon. The only problem is our insensitivity towards the major issues. We are revolted when we hear a cow has been killed, but billions of people dying of hunger doesn't give us a jolt. We are just up in our arms saying that religion is in danger. And the human life in danger, especially when we are wasting the precious resource that can sustain that life, doesn't shock us. We have become insensate robots, unfeeling. Let's become human beings. Let's not waste those resources which are urgently needed for each and every one. The future need not be bleak. Let's use the advances in sciences for the good of man, for the benefit of the people. Let us be Homo sapiens. Let's not be just breathing bipeds to feed animals. Let's be real human beings. Thank you.